start streaming button.
Okay.
See, can you see this right now?
No.
If you're looking at my shared screen.
Oh, I
this,
see.
Adam?
I'm really.
Yeah, but eventually you're going to fill up this entire space.
Honey, I have heard that before. So
Now all the people watching live will be seeing this because I'm also streaming it because of the thing. But we're going back to pre-show. I'm going to switch this. I just wanted to show you that so you can see what I was talking about. I'm not changing that, so you're gonna be tiny, or you're gonna be big, depending on what quality of video is coming from your phone.
Okay.
So you're going to be a little bit of Alice in Wonderland tonight. Apparently, visually, you're either going to be like teeny tiny or like bigger sized or regular
Works for me,
size.
honey.
Oh my goodness gracious!
All right.
Alrighty.
Chat room up.
Chitty chitty chat chat.
Kitty, kitty, cat, cat. Oh, so I wish, like I know I'm gonna talk about this, but I was at the same table as Miss Tammy last night.
I saw.
And I wish that me and Seth could have switched places, because I bet her and I would have had a fucking awesome time. But there was like a person between us. So I heard some things, but I didn't hear everything that she was saying and going on. And I would have loved to have learned more, just to hear her reactions.
I think it was perfectly acceptable that you were separated because you can't be trusted to be together. That's my estimation. Y'all was judging, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why you need to be separated.
Contestants. We were judging the contestants. Probably other people too. Definitely other people too. I knew at least I was. I don't know who it was, but someone behind us at one point dropped their glass of wine. Yeah, that was fun. But good thing was the space was like, oh, someone dropped something. Choo, 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 choo. Let's get it and clean it up. And is there any more glass? Nope. All right, we're good. Yay for that.
Oh, dang it. Keep forgetting I'm switching computers. Yeah,
it's good. Good fun times. Good fun times.
All right. So, Adam, because you're not at your computer or anything, the end of the show be very difficult for you because we're going to be talking about like links and Tumblr pics, and I'm not sure how well you would actually be able to see them. So, if you want to stay and just like we tried to describe or just talk about what we're seeing, especially for the Tumblr links, they're very welcome to. Otherwise, if you think it's probably just be easier just to bail because you can't see the links anyways.
Okay.
That's kind of why from last week we were doing it that way, because we just were like, it might be a little awkward considering he can't see anything. And he's so that was the only reason.
No, that's totally cool.
So.
Okay, that's that, and that's that.
Oh, Buffy, I need to answer that question for you before we even start this show.
Well, we're still in pre-show. You go right ahead.
Yes, it's breakfast food.
It is.
Biscuits and gravy is
literally biscuits and sausage gravy.
Well,
it's delicious.
Wolfie may not know what sausage gravy is, though. I have a feeling, or if I'm recalling, he's not from the U.S.
Right.
So, biscuits in the U.S. Is a doughy bread product, savory, not sweet, um,
Fluffy.
fluffy, could be flaky, probably more of a buttery kind of.
It's
You
No.
just
flaky
described
and
half the
tender.
gay community.
Shush you.
No,
Biscuits are not scones,
no.
in this area of the country. Biscuits are
Like
just
buttermilk
pretty much like
biscuits.
they're not a type of bread. I guess they are a type of bread.
Yeah, they're like
Well,
within the
scones
bread
are a type of
family.
bread in some sense too, but
Yeah. I was thinking more along the lines of like they're usually like Gary was saying, savory as opposed to sweet. Sometimes, I mean, depending on what you put on them.
they're flaky and tender.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then
There's a great actually probably a couple great Good Eats episodes about biscuits. And if you ever can find those on YouTube or iTunes or something, trust me, he'll explain how they're made, why you take bits of butter and kind of knead it into the dough, and it creates like layers. But yeah.
All right. In a moment, Wolfie, you're gonna see a link that's gonna pop in the live chat, and this should help you. Hopefully, a little bit. We'll see. As I say, our guest tonight is probably quite familiar with biscuits and gravy.
I'm definitely familiar, but I'm not
I
the
love
guest.
biscuits and gravy. I've had quite a few biscuits and gravy in my life.
I haven't had biscuits and gravy in a long time.
I think my usual thing, I'm not the biggest fan of the gravy. I can have it. I won't eat it all the time, but I can sometimes. I've just had some bad like gravies.
You know what's awesome is the bear event going on out in Kansas City that just ended this weekend. At their late night cocktails, they serve biscuits and gravy as one of their late night foods.
What?
So I went and I was like, no, I am not going to enjoy this. Honey, they were lined up waiting for the biscuits and gravy.
Okay.
It's very bearish food, honestly.
It is, but to think of it being served late at night for an after hours is just a stumbling block for me.
Because it is kind of heavy.
Different, but it worked.
It's very heavy. I don't know.
And it's comical that we're talking about bear runs and food because just last night, AJ and I were having a discussion about after hours foods and possibilities, and so yeah.
We're doing a Mexican food truck at World Bear. I'm super excited about.
They won't have migas. That is currently one of my favorite breakfast foods here. Is besides just like breakfast tacos and breakfast kolaches. Migas are probably my bigger. Like when I go to Kirby Lane, I'm usually having the Paris, Texas platter, which is French toast and migas. It's delicious.
Okay, could we get off the food talking train and maybe get the show started?
Oh, that might be a good idea, considering I'm also realizing, I probably at some point will need to order food too for tonight. Yeah.
All right. Switching to the regular logo. Basically, me when everybody's starting the show. All right. Here we go. In 3, 2. It's August 12th, 2018. I'm Jeff.
Who's your bear? That's right. I am your bear.
Let's stop. Going back. Hold on.
What happened?
So, are you guys not hearing it? The sound?
No, I did.
Are you not? Weren't you not hearing me? Oh wait, no, we lost Damon.
I'm like, I heard you. I heard the intro. I heard like your sound bite. And I'm like,
hey, welcome back, Damon.
What happened?
It's like literally, it's like, oh, the show's starting. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Didn't hear the end, like, no. And everything froze.
Oh, no.
There's a problem with your connection.
Here I am. I'm like I'm Jeff. I play my sounder and I'm waiting for Damon, and nothing happened. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
welcome to
for a second there, I thought I lost everybody.
Yeah. Welcome
All I
to
know,
the fun shit.
All I know right now is Adam is at the perfect size.
Yay! So I'm Damon. Hi.
No. I stopped the show. Okay, we're gonna go back. Okay.
Completely?
What? We were only like a few seconds in.
No, but I mean, we had people in the live chat. So...
Oh, I didn't stop streaming. I kept the stream.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to figure out.
We're still streaming. We're fine on that.
Well, I just apologized to everybody because all I could do is laugh now, because otherwise I'm going to be mad. So I've already cursed Skype and the internet enough times in my life because of things. So moving on.
Anyways, let's try this. Take two.
Again. 3.
Take two of take two. 3, 2. It's August 12th, 2018. I'm Jeff.
Who's your bear? That's right. I am your bear.
I'm Damon.
This room is...
And throwing the button.
I don't brew the tea, I just serve it.
And that, in some parallel universe, makes me Gary.
Don't hurt nobody with your bad self.
And welcome to Comes Out Loud, the Bear Podcast, Vince Sherman Length, episode number 475, which is kind of 474, take 2. Where we have with us Adam, who is the right size.
Hey!
Yay!
Now, here's the thing is, because of the way that the new Skype bit works and how we have everything, the reason why he's vertical is because his camera is vertical because he's using his phone. And 2, his size may change. He may shrink, become Alice in Wonderland. He probably either drink me or eat me, which sounds like a double entendre, and he may change size. But we are so glad to have Adam here. I also would like to say, although she will never listen to this, happy birthday, Mom!
Aww.
It is my mother's birthday today, so...
Aww.
Speaking of birthdays, real quick, we would like to wish a happy belated birthday to Mr. Raymond Smith. His birthday was yesterday.
Well, more about him later. Anyways. Since the last time we double spoke, reference to last week's show, which was my fault for all the double audio. Apologize about that, but I figured it out. It's fixed. We have no double audio this time. But since that time, Battle for Azeroth drops for World of Warcraft tomorrow. I thought it was Tuesday, but it's actually tomorrow here in the US. It is Tuesday, like on the other side of the date line. So they are launching it on the 14th to the other side of the dateline. But here it's going to be tomorrow. So I decided that I need to, I want to do some work before I do it. So I leveled up my baby High Mountain Torn to 110, got this heritage armor. I've got 4 more allied races to level to 110, but they're way behind because I've been slacking on that. But if anything, I got the High Mountain heritage armor. I've have previously spent money on character customizations on two other of my Taurens to make them High Mountain Tauren. So I have 3 High Mountain Tauren who all can wear this heritage armor. My other Tauren cannot because they're not High Mountain Tauren. But I feel accomplished, and it was fun to do, so it makes me
awesome.
Happy. So, and I played more Pokemon and watched more Pokemon, so that's me. And we lost Adam's video.
He'll be back. Hopefully.
Okay. Anyways, Damon. Is muted.
Oh. Muted. This is me muted, and this is me back. Hello, welcome back. I'm here. Hi, again.
Did I lose everybody? Please hold while we are experiencing technical difficulties. For those of you who are watching the live stream, my Skype call just crashed. So I am currently fixing that, so bear with me. Audio version will be fine. But I need to do a thing before I can rejoin. Hey, I'm back.
Wow.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah.
the Skype call just kind of crashed on me.
This shit, they just don't want us to have this fucking show, I guess. I don't know.
And all my stuff for the show is so. Well, I'm trying to fix video stuff. Go ahead, Damon. What's been going on? Because I didn't get what was going on. I currently have 2 Garys and an Adam, so I'm fixing it.
Alrighty. So let's try this again. So, as everyone says, this has been a weekend. This was a Cincinnati Letter Contest weekend. It was changed from Mr. Cincinnati Letter to just Cincinnati Letter as to be more inclusive of all peoples of the letter community. Because why can't men? Why is it always just men? Why can't it be women? Why can't it be straight, bisexual, transgender people? Why can't it be? So that was the whole point of the contest, changing its title. Okay. Which was kind of awesome. But this was I judged this year. This is my first time judging a higher profile contest. It's gone from a bar title to a more legit, you're interviewed, you have all your different wares, you have your things. So it's become a more legit contest. They were at a wonderful venue called the Woodward Theater here downtown. There's some issues here and there, but the stage was great. There was lots of very fun things going on. I actually saw Adam there last night. He was vending his men's wares, and but other than that, it was a lot of fun. Judging the contest was great. Congratulations to Pup Nova, who is your new Cincinnati Letter. And then some of the best things I'm judging, I won't get into about the specifics, but Miss Tammy, if you know her and love her, was also a judge, so we had a lot of fun with that. And one of the biggest things or best things that was there was Mr. Friendly donated these wristbands. They were all about consent. So there were 3 colors: red, yellow, and green. So if you know leather, you know kink play, red means stop, yellow means keep going, but and then green means all's good. For the sake of consent, it was a green means you're always allowed to touch, yellow means to ask first, and red means please do not touch. So it was very much that kind of, I liked it. It was a very great idea. I think it should be, I don't know necessarily if it should be implemented everywhere, but I think it's a great idea to kind of get that ball about consent rolling. And given the space and the contest and all that was going on, it made sense to kind of have this new kind of idea out there. What else was there? Well, actually, that was it. After the contest ran perfectly. Well, not perfectly. It ran quickly. It was done in 2 hours, which is a rarity for any contest, our leather contest. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the production half of it and the volunteers did a lot of things to make sure that everything kind of worked on like clockwork. We started on time. There was times for everything. Mostly everything kind of ran in within that time frame. And they kept us as judges kind of going. So that's good and bad, but pretty good. But yeah, it was a great weekend, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it. I'm happy for the winner. Other than that, yeah. So that was a lot of words. So, Gary, how are you?
I'm good. So we had a Pride Success picnic. So for those that may not be aware, here in the LGBTQ community in Erie, yesterday was our 26th annual Pride picnic. We had approximately 250 people come through. So JR and I are known as the Kitchen Bears. So we work on putting the menu together and making a couple of items, and then the rest of it's potluck. So we had lots of tasty things yesterday, and in classic fashion, we had lots of desserts. So I told people they better have brought their insulin pumps. Well,
Yeah.
So many cookies and cupcakes and brownies and things. So yeah. So no, it was really good. It was a long day though. We did prep on, I've been doing shopping ahead of time. We did prep on Friday. We prepped over 50 pounds of potatoes. We had like over 60 pounds of meatballs, 40 pounds of hot dogs. Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of stuff. So learned some things. Brand new bread knives are very sharp. 2 volunteers ended up with nicks. So
How?
well, and so consequently I added to the list for next year those metal gloves, so they can't cut their hands anymore. So, yeah, one of them things. But no, it was good overall. So it was a long day. Started at about 7 a.m. and
wow,
wrapped about 6:30 at night back home and stuff. So yeah, I was there at top. My feet hated me with a passion because I haven't been on them standing that much quite some time. But I got 14 miles in and walking, so hey, there's that.
I had that happen too. There was a lot of just standing because I was wearing a kilt last night and I didn't want to I didn't want to it's hard kilts are hard to sit in. I hate that. Sometimes you can get it and I'm fine. I can get it and sit on it and be good and all proper and ladylike or whatever you want to call it. And then it just doesn't want to do it. And I got that bunch of stuff. I sat down and they're like, we want all the judges to stand up and introduce themselves. And I'm like, I have all these people behind. We can't hear you, Adam, by the way.
I don't think we're supposed to.
Oh, got it. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, I had this whole okay, and it was that first time after I sat down and it's all bunched up in the back. And I'm I'm going to stand up and these people are going to see my ass. So I'm trying my best to quickly stand up and move my kilt down just enough to where I can go, hey. But it I don't know. I'm hoping no one saw the butt, but
Well, I will say this. Kilts are fun. Kilts could be nice to wear, but if you got a big booty, the fabric is not longer in the back of a kilt, so it raises it, and that would be part of the seating issue when you try to like tuck the fabric under and sit your fat fanny down. Because
are you saying I have a fat ass? I think you're saying I have a fat ass.
I will say that there is aspects of you that are voluptuous. So
blessed. You're blessed.
Look, we like big butts, and we cannot lie.
Yeah.
So I am right there with you, David, on this one. Yes, that when you got a bigger bootay, the fabric is the same in the back as it is in the front. So that may be something that Nick and Jefferson at Kilted Bros may want to consider in part of their design stuff. If you may want to have like a bigger booty line of some sort where the panels, in the fabric are just a little tapered, a little long, a little wide or something. I don't know.
Big booty kilts.
Big booty kilts.
Whole brand new selection of things. Speaking of things, and Adam, so what's been going on in your world? I think we're like T-minus 10 days.
It's about 10 days away, yeah. My world has been crazy, hectic the past few weeks. Seems like I've been going every weekend to different places selling underwear for Torso. And, once I get home, I unpack, resort, replenish, and repack the car for the next weekend. I don't know what kind of crazy person does that when he's got an event coming up in 10 days, but
Crazy person
like
you.
Power roll.
Yeah.
Well, you got your regular business, and you got this like once a year event, so.
Yeah.
Like I will say, it was good seeing you both last night. You and oh my God, Jack. Oh.
Yeah.
Nate, hard.
Yeah. My cow up with me for the weekend. We had a good time up there last night.
So you two, Thelma and Louise, your asses up to Cincinnati for a leather gig, and then came back home.
We did. I won't even go in and elaborate on our adventures after the event last night, trying to find a hotel room. That's a whole different story. That's a whole segment in itself right there.
Oh, you should have talked to me. I could have helped you.
Well, honey, I work for Marriott. But
oh, that's right. That's right. Never mind. Fuck that shit. Anyway. Woo.
I have a funny feeling your job was not very helpful. That's my take on that one, Adam.
Well, it was a long story, but
yeah,
we finally got in bed around 2.
Oh shit.
We're pretty tired.
Oh well, that's not too bad. I mean, that's like you didn't even stay until the end of the bar to party.
Yeah,
Went out.
We left early last night. We were tired cows. We were trying to get in bed by like 12:30. No, it was 2. We were dragging.
Aw.
But you made it. That's all good.
He was grumpy. So
I'm sorry.
All right. So that being said, are we ready to move on to the next part?
Yeah, the next part, which I believe deals with what we're wearing. Right now, we've got playways to support us. One of those is our Zazzle store, where you can get this lovely shirt, my Cubs, which is the version 1 logo shirt, or another shirt. Gary, what are you wearing?
Okay, so Adam may not know about this shirt, so this will be interesting.
No, I've seen it. I like it.
I was gonna say you know the culprit of who ended up creating it, so to speak. So I can't see myself though to know how this looks. Anyways, so yeah, it's the Bear Run definition shirt. Thanks to the birthday boy, Mr. Raymond Smith. He was on a on the road show interview with me, and he actually coined this phrase. So it's a definition style, thanks to Smashing, and it says Bear Run, a combination of buffets, dance parties, and butt stuff. Because that's apparently what we do when it comes to that.
And if you need to, you can also get a mug with that same definition on it. Or if you need to, you can also get a nice washcloth with it on it.
Washcloth, huh?
Yeah.
Washcloth.
Okay, it's part of like the towel sets that they have. It's the smallest washcloth thing.
Washcloth.
You can get something that I just actually got. Ooh, I got this. It's the COL Soup Mug Vamp, because I'm gonna actually go grab mine.
Ooh. Okay.
There's a go. Oh, well, I will say this much. One of the things I got, I wore my consent shirt, and if you look on the Cincinnati Leather page, Facebook page, you'll see a picture of me wearing the shirt. I wore it during interviews. I had I got a lot of compliments. People really like it. So thank you, Smashy, for designing that shirt, and hopefully people will buy more, because it's actually a really good shirt. And if I had thought about it, I may have worn it that night, but I was wanting to be a little bit more fancy because it was a fancy party kind of.
Do keep in mind we have three different styles, and we have like one for dark shirts and one for light shirts, just because of how they turn out. But we have the bear, leather, and pup versions for that. But here in my hand is a COL Soup Mug.
Oh my!
Which is
so
fantastic, and
big.
It's like so big.
Because everybody needs a soup/chili mug, or perhaps
No.
nice
This
big
is a
old...
soup mug. I didn't get the chili mug.
Oh, I didn't know there was a difference.
The soup mug has a round bottom.
Uh-huh.
The chili mug is more square.
Oh.
So I guess that makes me a soup mug. Anyway. Well, either could also be used for good big old cup of coffee in the morning. Potentially.
This would be a really big cup of coffee in the morning.
Some people might need that much coffee.
I was gonna say, if you met my best friend Tara, you would understand. She would like a bowl with a handle, like that cup of coffee.
Okay,
in.
that's exactly what you can get with the chili and soup mugs. Soup mug is nice, big and round.
Big and round.
Just like a.
Again, are we talking about my ass?
Oy.
Anyways,
where were we? We also have our Patreon. By the way, I want people to really understand. Currently we have 12 patrons at $157 a month.
Woo!
Well, kind
of.
Yeah, that's why Jeff has to say something.
It's not. It hasn't been made strictly clear, but from my understanding, this is meant to be a one-time donation of $100.
Yes.
So he's signed up for the Patreon, and then it will be adjusted after this next cycle at the end of this month, or after September 1st. Once that goes through, and there'll be adjustments. So, because that's just a one-time, we are not doing the random raffle. It's not officially reached, because it's not a reoccurring over $100 a month. But we're at like 67, so basically subtract about $100 off of that, and then you'll see that will be where where we are actually right now. So if you want to get us up to officially get the random raffle, definitely pop over to patreon.com/cubsoutloud and join. It's as little as $1 a month. You can do whatever amount. We've got thresholds where you can get different tiers. You could be generic entourage member at $1, a buddy, an Uber, or a Cubster, and we have some rewards to that, as well as a Discord if anybody ever wants to use that. It's there. Yeah.
Yay.
We have some posts for that. So back to here and transition into. Where's it? There it is. Which I just realized we didn't actually collect anything for the feedback, so I just wanted to play that because I wanted to. Anyways, where were we? Gary, what are we talking about this week?
As the saying goes, second verse, just like the first. So, due to the technical issues of the new Skype, thanks Skype, hashtag sarcasm. So last week we had some massive audio issues that wasn't good.
To be fair, it was a feature that I wasn't aware of.
Right, which is why I'm still blaming them, because they didn't explain it. So that being said, we wanted to kind of set the record straight, because the information we went over about World Bear Weekend last weekend was really great, and it's a first-time event, and we want to help promote it, but we didn't think it was fair that people had to put up with that. So we're going to repeat it, but it's going to be like it's brand new, because none of us actually got a transcript of the shit we said last week, so who knows what we'll say this time. But we'll try to keep it on the same
completely
page.
Different, I'm sure.
So let's start from the top, shall we? World Bear Weekend, first of its kind event. Yes?
Yes.
All right. So, and you decided, if I recall correctly, to do it in your hometown of Lexington, because you didn't want to go very far for the first time to host.
Pretty much, yeah. First year, I wanted to keep it close to home, just in case. You never know what goes on with an event, with the hotel and planning and different stuff. So I literally live a mile from the hotel. It's the same hotel we use for North American Bear Weekend. So I wanted to keep it close to home where I could kind of keep my hands wrapped around it this year. Now the goal is to each year move it to a different city, eventually move it to a different country as as it grows, because I do want to, make it a global World Bear event and consider all the countries of, the world that are accepting to have us there.
Nice.
I foresee in the future a Greek weekend. I knew that Adam would get all excited about that.
Where's my passport?
I know mine's approved, so that's not the money on the other hand is another issue, but that's in the future. So Lexington's the home for the first year, and it is coming up in just 10 days. It's the last weekend of August. And what exactly were you looking to do with this, Adam? Because this is not to avoid confusion. This is not the same thing as NAB, North American Bear Weekend.
Right.
That particular run in February is created / hosted, sponsored by the Kentucky Bourbon Bears.
Correct.
So they are the entity behind that. You're the face of it all. You're the man with a plan for that. This is totally separate from that. So you're still the front man, but it's not related to a entity organization per se.
Right. Yeah. World Bear is it's just my baby for now. I wanted to start it just to kind of have another, for lack of better words, just more welcoming bear event to everyone. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of events guys go to, and it's just men. It's men only. The bear event doesn't include women or transgender, and that's something that I wanted to change and start a different event that allows title holders in the bear community, even in the leather community, if they want to compete. We've got a great group of lady bears that just formed in Louisville, Kentucky, the Klondikes, last year. Sorry, my battery just flashed at me. So with this contest, it's going to have 3 titles. We'll have a Mr. World Bear, a Ms. World Bear, and then there's a gender-neutral cub title. So the cub can be male or female. So it's something different. With North American Bear Weekend, it's only open to men or people that transgender that are as men, but no women are allowed in the contest. So this is something kind of different that I wanted to bring up.
Cool.
Yeah. And as I was talking about with the contest this weekend,
yeah.
One of the things that they were wanting to do, I mean, it didn't happen this year, but the reason that they changed that is because they wanted to be more respectful and open to anyone who wishes to represent, the city.
Yeah, I think we need to be more inclusive to all genders. I mean, we see a lot of discrimination against the T in LGBT. Mm-hmm. And I'm thrilled that we have a transgender male in the contest this year. We've got 3 women in the World Bear contest. So a total of 14 contestants for the first year. So I'm super excited.
Yay!
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really great. And it's, I find it, I love that it has become, as you've grown and become more open, that, and the event is gaining popularity, correct? Like it's gotten a good amount of people are coming.
Yeah, actually, we've got 342 that are registered as of today. And just kind of looking back in hindsight, with North American Bear Weekend, our first year we had 89 people. It's grown to over 1,000 people in year 7 this past year in February, and to be approaching 400 for the first year at World Bear. I mean, I'm super excited. And I think with walk-ins from, the local area, we're going to exceed 400.
Nice.
And I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I agree that those are pretty awesome numbers to be at already at this stage of the game for the first go round for you guys. In connection to the World Bear contest, I believe you have a piece of the contest happening every night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Yes?
We do. Thursday will be title. Friday is, I wanted to do something a little different than the typical title wear, bar wear, formal wear, or fantasy wear. So with this contest, we're doing title wear on Thursday. On Friday night will be beach wear. And also during the beach wear category, we're going to have an onstage pop question that'll be done. And then immediately following that portion on Friday, we have the Mr. Kilt International title contest that will be going on, that's hosted by Kilted Bros. It's going to be fun. The Kilted contest is it's a contest where they dress up their kilt, they dress down the kilt, and they do a 1-minute on-stage talent. You only get 1 minute, and at some point throughout the contest, they're going to walk over this gigantic fan, and it's going to blow that kilt up in the air, and I've threatened lives that they better not show anything naughty. So, that'll be going on Friday night.
Oh my God.
So I got to rewind this a little bit. So you've planned a Marilyn Monroe moment.
Yes, Kilted Bros has planned a Marilyn Monroe moment where the contestants walk up onto the fan and they give their best Marilyn Monroe pose, holding the kilt down and letting it blow up in the back. So it's definitely going to be fun.
Yeah. So just so you know, in the state of Kentucky, you can show ass, you just can't show hole. And you definitely cannot show
the dangling bits, the family jewels.
Well, the good thing about this event, they can show their butt. They just can't show the front. So at our dance parties, jock straps are welcome. They just can't show anything in the front side.
So you've got plenty of dance parties going on, right?
I do, yeah. On each night, like Thursday night, each night the dance parties are from 11 until 2. Thursday's dance party is a kilt and leather gear themed dance party. On Friday evening, we've got it's called Inner Glow, and it's hosted by the Kentucky Fried Sisters. And they will be hosting a glow-in-the-dark paint party. It's also 80s and 90s theme music that'll be going on during that. And then on Saturday night, we've got our good old-fashioned underwear dance party. So you can wear your sleaziest, sexiest jockstrap, or you can come in there dressed in a 3-piece suit. It really doesn't matter. Just come have fun.
Or a onesie.
Or a onesie, yes.
All right, so I gotta ask, because now I'm thinking about it. Is Torso Menswear going to be a vendor at the event? Yes?
Yeah, Torso will be there. I've got, let me think, there's 14 vendors. Torso is definitely going to have a booth there selling underwear and swimwear and all the 9 yards.
All right. So you go to Torso in the vendor market. You get your as Adam likes to call them, manny panties to wear at the your funderwear to wear to the underwear dance party. But here's my bigger question for you, Adam: are you selling any of those Borat like one piece kind of like big V styles?
I might be able to get some.
Oh.
I just had to ask. I was like, well, if you're selling underwear and it's kind of in that classification.
That tank? No, that's not a tanky.
I'll tell you what, Gary. I'll get it if you'll wear it.
And there you go.
I'll give it to you. I will give it.
So you're basically asking him to be your model.
What we're asking is for me to basically take like a piece of 3-inch ribbon and floss myself with it.
A lot of ribbon, honey. A lot of ribbon.
Oh! Where's my fan?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The shade of it.
So we've got contests going on. Over 3 nights is the World Bear Contest. The International Kilt Contest is on Friday night. Dances every night. I think you also have other stuff planned throughout the weekend.
Yeah, the Kentucky Fried Sisters. It's for those who don't know what an exequator is. It's a celebration for the sisters becoming fully professed with the the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
Okay.
So the Kentucky Fried Sisters will be celebrating that this weekend. So throughout the weekend, they're doing all kinds of fun, crazy, silly stuff. A lot of things just to get the crowd engaged and interacting with each other. So I know at NAB they do like a I'm coming up blank on the word. Speed dating. So the speed dating is always fun. It's a good way to get people kind of mingling and talking. So we're not doing speed dating at this one, but we're doing a lot of fun, different stuff. We've got
right. So I was looking at the website to give people a quick rundown. We discussed it last week. We had a lot of fun trying to understand dungeons and drag nuns. Because we thought it was going to be a legitimate D&D game that was going to be hosted by a sister, but that's not quite exactly how it's going to go down.
A little different, yeah.
Yeah, but still fun, and people get to win some wonderful prizes. I love all the puns in the names. Shenanigans. So that's a variety show, yes?
Yeah, the Shenanigans will be a variety show on Thursday night.
Okay.
That'll be kind of after the first portion of the contest on Thursday night.
Great. This one I think is a fun sound. Prep Rally. So it's a workshop to talk about prep. So it's like a 101 to discuss pre-exposure prophylaxis.
Right.
Yay. As a person who's a part of an HIV task force locally, I'm like super excited about that. Then you've got Bearlesque Bingo. So this is not your normal bingo from the sounds of it.
It is not. No. When you come to this bingo, you better be ready to take your clothes off because it's going to be strip bingo. I haven't discussed the formalities and the rules of how they're planning to do it, but it's going to be fun. Definitely. There's only room for 60 people, and there is a link out on Facebook for it. So if you go to the World Bear page on Facebook, it's got our events. Some of our events listed. So if you're interested in joining in on that, go click on it. That way you're guaranteed to have a spot.
And if I recall correctly from last week, it's a closed door session activity.
Yeah. Yes.
So
once you go in, you can't come out.
Right. No looky-loos. No peanut gallery observation deck kind of.
No, there's no room for a peanut gallery. There's literally 60 seats. Come in there, play bingo. If you're bored with it, you're going to have to just stick with it. But I really don't think you're going to be bored.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like I know at other runs they've had like strip poker and other types of games, and they've done the same basic thing where it's like y'all are limited. So also with that, you already talked about there's the Interglow Dance Party. Please re-explain the Kentucky Dirty Derby.
Oh my!
Oh goodness, we were talking about that tonight. Actually, my hubby is going to be a sister also. So tonight we were doing his novice project here at the salon. So Sister Build a Wall will be joining the Kentucky Sisters. So the Kentucky Dirty Derby. It's kind of like the website says, who comes to Kentucky without going to the Derby and seeing, the live horse races? Well, our horses are going to be dildos. So we're going to have a racetrack, and you get to pick one of the dildos. It's just going to be one of those, no fanciness on there. It's just just a vibrator. So your vibrator is in this racetrack, okay? And the winner is, of course, the one that gets to the other end of this track first. So it's going to be fun. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but we're building the tracks this week, and we're going to practice having some races.
So they're not having any wheels. It's just they have to vibrate down the track?
Exactly. There's no wheels on them.
So, is this all about like how powerful your battery is, like for the vibration? Like, is that how you get?
They're all okay. I ordered the dildos, so they're all the same. So we're gonna just see kind of how it works. I don't know if there's going to be some rugged racetrack areas, if there's going to be some grass in one and gravel in another. I'm not sure. We're going to have to figure all that out this week.
I got a question. Are you going to lube the vibrators to help with the race?
I think we are.
Oh my God.
Lube will be standing by. Maybe it depends on which brand of lube you use that makes your vibrator get to the.
Oh, you know. Oh, please. You know someone is going to have one of them little pocket things of wet platinum like in their sleeve or something. Just be like, squirt, squirt. Like, Anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And there's also, the sisters are doing something, I can't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head, but it's going to be kind of like, I refer to it as field day games when you were back in high school, when you were doing like the three-legged race and potato sack race and all that kind of stuff, the wheelbarrow and all that. They're just doing some crazy silliness just to get people engaged and just having fun, kind of mingling and interacting. So
nice.
There's lots of that throughout the weekend, as well as some educational workshops. We got some kink workshops.
You guys have one No Fats, No Femmes by title.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So this is body appreciation, like body positivity focus?
No Femmes is a body positivity class. It's more about, I think it's going to be more of a panel discussion of different members in the community. We're going to get a couple folks from the Klondikes to join us for that as well. And then anybody that wants to join in also. So it's going to be an interesting, very fun workshop.
Cool. We can't not have this discussion because we discussed it last week. So the sisters are partnering with Capital Pride, Kentucky, and Galaxy Photography for what's called the Doudoir photo shoot.
Yeah, so this lady's going to come set up in one of the suites upstairs on the second floor. And from, I forget which day, I think it's Saturday from 1 to 5. You can go have some doudoir pictures taken upstairs. So different poses, you've seen some of the little sassy pictures in the bathtubs and laying on the bed with God knows whatever else is thrown around. So the doudoir photos are going to be, have some props, and it's going to be fun. I don't know exactly what all props they have planned. I've seen a few examples, and they're really cool. I'd love to do it if I had time.
Well, not only you got that going on, you've got, I think, wine tastings that are taking place.
Oh my God.
Workshops for like puppy mosh and cigar stuff, needle play, flogging.
Yeah, there's the thing about me. Are you hearing me? Okay.
Yeah. Or we were.
Yeah, we're getting a little staccato.
What else was the thing?
Are you okay?
Please hold. We are having technical.
If you're hearing me, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
So yeah, on the schedule. Huh? And I'm here. Can you hear me okay, Gary?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear all that. You kind of cut out a few there, but yeah, there's stuff scheduled all throughout the weekend. Not everybody likes to go to the same stuff. And there's not room for everybody to go to the same things. Like I said, the bingo is limited to 60 people. We've got over 300 scheduled or registered. So I like to make sure there's something available to keep people entertained at all times. So we've got pool parties each day in the afternoon and early evening. Also, we've got yoga. I know we had mentioned yoga last week. I think you discussed it while I was away. There will be 3 sessions of yoga. One will be fully clothed, one is optional, and one is totally nude. And you can sign up for those there on site. That is included in the pass. I think he is accepting tips if you want to tip. Let me think what else. There's an off-site cigar social at Bar Complex on Saturday afternoon from 2 to 4. We're also doing a bourbon distillery tour and tasting down in the Distillery District here in Lexington on Saturday morning. There's also 3 or 4 on-site wine tastings that we're doing actually there at the hotel. So nice. Lots of cool ways to try some local experiences and get to know Lexington and more about the event and mingle.
So one of your key people that's been helping you in terms of like the advertising aspect and with some of the events, I know, is Mr. Paul Lanner.
Oh, Paul's awesome.
So I believe he has, I don't know, somehow bent himself into a pretzel to pull together the 10,000 pyramid game.
Yeah. If you're familiar with that game from the TV show, 10,000 Pyramid, he's doing it. I think he's going to do it based on movies, movie genres. I could be wrong. But that's also going to be held in the ballroom. So there's plenty of space. And he's putting people into teams, I think, of 2. And there's some good prizes that he's got coming out with that. I know there's some, I think, $100 Amazon gift cards and some other things, and maybe some free run passes to various events that we're going to toss in there also.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul actually is one of our Patreon supporters. Hey. So, and we are looking forward to later this year having him on to talk about Hunters Against Hate, his nonprofit that he's been putting good work into. So we're excited about that as well. And then you talked about this at length last week, so I don't want to skip it. I believe you created a special event for Sunday for folks. Helena Handbasket's Gospel Jubilee.
Absolutely. So in the gay community, where there's a lot of folks that grew up in church. I know I grew up in church. I was there 3 times a week. My mother was a Methodist minister. And, I grew up in a Christian home. A lot of people did. There's been a lot of, hate in the community from our churches that, where we don't feel accepted anymore, but we still enjoy going to church. Mason with Wolf Striker suggested we have a service on Sunday morning, not so much hellfire brimstone preaching to you, but more just an uplifting, inspirational program, very brief. And I said, I've got an idea. There's a lady in Lexington a drag queen in Lexington. Her name is Helena Handbasket. And twice a year she does a fundraiser, or not a fundraiser per se, just a show called Dragon for Jesus. And 3 or 4 drag queens will do church songs. And then there's usually a little inspirational message at some point in the show. So I'm incorporating that Sunday morning at 10:30 to 11:30, kind of before folks leave. It's going to be a hoot. Anybody that wants to come, as a lot of you know, the hotel, we are sharing the space with a church group who is going to attend to go visit the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum in Northern Kentucky. So it's going to be fun to see Helena Handbasket's Gospel Jubilee up on the leaderboards out in the lobby and see the reactions, and I'm hoping to see some folks come to that.
Oh my God, I'm so.
But everybody listening, definitely check it out. It's going to be a fun way to kind of, end the weekend. Also, one thing I didn't talk about last weekend, we've added an event this week to Sunday. If anybody's sticking around for a little while, Crossings in Lexington is our bear bar, and they're sponsoring a beer bus / cookout. So if you want some free food on Sunday before you leave, go grab you a burger and a wiener and go have some beer. And we've got a couple porn stars that are going to be stripping that afternoon at Crossings.
Nothing says
nothing says like the Sunday wrap up of a bear run.
Absolutely.
Dragon for Jesus.
And
at the same time, you've got a religious group in your very own host hotel.
It's gonna be a hoot, honey.
And
then you're gonna go to a bar and watch men take their clothes off.
Absolutely.
So
there's no better way to praise Jesus.
Sometimes it's best to praise him on your knees.
Yeah. Now, the event weekend sounds amazing that you put together. The amount of time and energy and all that I have some familiarity with. But putting on a run is about fun. But at the same time, we try to do things that help our communities, either locally or abroad, at the greater part. So I'd love to have you talk about your charity focus for this year.
Yeah, we are donating the proceeds from the event to two. The majority of the proceeds go to Rainbow Railroad. So a lot of people haven't heard about it. It's based in Canada. And what they do is they help folks that are in gay, LGBT community in other countries where you can either be beaten, imprisoned, or even killed for being gay. They help them get out of that country and put them in a safer country, help them find a kind of job, or put them on the right path to find a job and get established in a country where they can live peacefully and be happy again. So I'm looking forward to helping them out. If you go to their website, rainbowrailroad.ca, I believe, or go on YouTube and just hunt for Rainbow Railroad, there are some amazing videos on there. Just some of the stuff that they do, and it explains how many countries in the world that gay people are hated, killed, beaten, imprisoned, just for loving who they want to love. So I really wanted to help out this group. Also, I wanted to give back to the Kentucky Fried Sisters, who are doing so much throughout World Bear Weekend for their Exequator. So I am going to donate a portion of the proceeds back to them for helping us out.
Very cool. Yeah, the Rainbow Railroad, some of the information explains that the funds that they use give people the opportunity to get to a safer country for LGBT people, and that could be the cost of travel documents, airfare, basic needs, and that's pretty awesome. Honestly, I had never heard of them before, but it makes perfect sense. So I'm pretty stoked about the fact that you guys picked them as your charity for this year.
Yeah, I wanted to go with a global charity. For World Bear Weekend, I wanted it to be something that people all over the world would have heard of, or at least know something about. So I chose this one this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We got questions, commentary in the live chat if you're game for new stuff that we haven't asked you before.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of read the comment. We have someone that is in Australia. So they said, at events here for like the Australian equivalent to Mr. NAB, the contestants pretty much show off sexually. Is that the sort of trials the contestants for World Bear will go through?
For the contests, you're going to show off. The first category will be title wear. So you're just going to show, what the medals or the best or whatever that you have from your region or for your contest. And during that, we will read off your biography as well as your charitable involvement, what you've done with your title during your reign. For beachwear, we'll elaborate a little bit more, but it's not sexual per se, but it's kind of similar to like a Miss America pageant. You've got somebody coming out in some sexy beachwear, so of course there's a skill to that. The fantasy portion is basically up to the contestant. Whatever your fantasy is, they're going to be acting that out on stage. Of course, you can't have sex on stage, but you can kind of work with it and get a little fun with it. The formal category is something that I'm doing a little different. They will be wearing like suits and maybe tuxes or a dress or whatever your definition of formal is. And during the formal wear category, they're going to give a speech about a platform they plan to promote during their reign.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a chance, instead of having a canned answer to a question, when they walk up on stage, it's a chance for them to really speak about what they want to do if they win this title, and not just, a silly question.
Yeah.
Right. No, that makes sense. So in terms of the different focuses, it sounds like beachwear and fantasy are probably the two category areas where I guess the heightened aspect of sexuality itself could be on display. I understand that they can't actually do any acts live. Although I am thinking some theater queen is already trying to figure out how to do a scrim and a spotlight and shadow puppetry or something.
I'm sure you're right. We did have a contestant one year get up and get completely naked on stage and just have a box twirling on his cock. So I about had a heart attack. Fall off. But yeah, it was fun. But for World Bear, for the beach wear, it's about body positivity. I like to say it's more about body positivity than I do sexualness. Because there's guys and girls of all shapes and sizes in this contest, and they are up there to flaunt that body and show everybody that they are proud of it. So I love it.
Well, and swim attire in today's current age is fashion at the same time, and part of that fashion is not only showing off your body, but also people get to see what you got. So I think that there's a crossover aspect to that.
Yeah.
The second question was kind of about continuing on with that. Will it be different for women and men as contestants in the different portions? And it sounds from what you were describing, Adam, there's not necessarily really any difference for the contestants between.
There's really no difference. There's really no difference at all. I mean, as far as title wear, formal wear, of course, formal wear, they may wear different attire. You may have a guy that comes up in a ball gown, or you may have a woman in a tux. Who knows? It's whatever they choose to dress up as, in their mind as formal wear. Beach wear will probably be, of course, going to be different. But as far as the dressing spaces, we pose the question to the contestants. Do you want separate dressing rooms? Do you want to be mingled together? Out of respect to the contestants, I was going to separate. But they all unanimously said, we want to be together. We feel it's a chance to bond as a group.
Sounds like a theater dressing room.
Yeah. And I think the thing, in regards to the question, I feel like there's not going to be different scores. There's going to be the same judges for all the contestants. And there's just going to be different.
One thing we're doing differently, the judges' questions that we do, there's 7 judges. Bear with me for a second. I've got to plug up. I've got 1% battery. Sorry. The questions that the judges ask, usually we get like the same 7 questions each year at North American Bear Weekend. With this event, I want it to be more tailored to the contestant. So the judges are going to kind of, for lack of better words, creep Facebook profiles and learn a little bit about these contestants. Oh, goodness. I'm plugging in. Alrighty. Hopefully I'm charging. Yeah, I'm charging. Quick. Oh, it's going to fall. Sorry. So, the judges' questions during the interviews will be tailored to each contestant. And so, that'll give them a chance to also, personalize it a little bit more and talk about what's important to each contestant and not the usual canned answer to, if you were a superhero, what would your magic power be? The usual some of the questions that are asked.
It was very cool. That was sort of similar to what we did for our contest. All of this past weekend, the producer of the contest asked the judges to come up with a serious question, not a funny question that was going to be coming later, but a serious question. But he didn't just want like a general bland serious question. He wanted a serious question for each individual contestant.
Right.
I feel like that's a great way, not just for the audience to kind of learn more about the person, but also for us as judges to know that how that person will react to a question that may potentially be very specific to you.
Right. Exactly.
I know writing mine, I read their contest applications, and we had the interviews, and I wanted to. I wrote questions with that in mind, hoping that mine would get picked. Mine didn't get picked, but that's okay. But it's like one of those things where it brings more who that person is to a normal, like a potentially bland-ish kind of thing, where you're like you said, here's what is your favorite D&D character, and da-da-da. No, it was very much like it was something to kind of give that person a moment of themselves to shine.
We got another question following up from before. Adam, the question is, will the judging panel aim to be almost 50-50 for representing men/women, or is it more based on whom is most suited to judge based on previous experience?
It's the latter. It's who's based on previous experience. We do have, I'm trying to think, I think we've got one female on the panel, and the rest are male. We did try to get a transgender judge, but we weren't able to get him here for this year, but hopefully for next year. But Yukali is her name. She's coming from Canada. She was I think 2013 Miss Leather title holder from Toronto.
2018, according to the.
But if you head out to our website, we've got all the judges listed, their bios under the World Bear Contest tab.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good mix, I think, and that's what you want from a judging panel.
It is. I say that it's based on experience, but we also included kind of a couple wild cards in there this year for. I know one of the guys. He goes by Jace the Caveat. He is an actor. An actor in the bear community. We've also got Jody from Bearskin Underwear. He's the CEO of a bear-owned company. And then we've got some title holders in there as well. So we wanted to include some title holders, of course, that know kind of the ins and outs of the contest regimen, but also a little bit from just everyday life also.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, maybe next year you could get someone, like Martha Stewart for that aspect of.
Maybe she could help us with some food options also.
Well, her and Snoop could come on and do their show, and
Right.
Oh my
God. Speaking of shows, I want to make sure everybody is aware, even though it is currently August 12th, there is a deadline fast approaching. August 14th at midnight, online registration is cutting off. Currently, I believe it's $125 for the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then as of the 15th, you can't buy no more unless you show up at the door.
Right.
So if you're listening to this show in the audio form on the day that it was released, you still have last minute time. But if you're doing it any time after Wednesday, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, if you do it after Wednesday, just hang on to that money, bring 25 extra bucks, come to the door, and we will sell you a full pass. Now, we've also got day passes, evening passes available. That's also on the website under the register tab. It's $40 for Thursday, $60 for Friday, and $85 for Saturday. And that includes every event on the schedule for that day. If you can only come after work, say you just want to come to the evening stuff, any night after 7 o'clock. It's $30, and that includes the entertainment, the contest, the dance party, the pool party. We've got a room that we're referring to as the Mile High Club.
Oh my God!
Put 2 and 2 together on that one.
Only flight attendants are allowed.
If you look at my description of the Mile High Club, I said that you will be greeted by a friendly attendant outside the door to give you some items that will help you on a safe and enjoyable journey.
Lovely.
So it's going to be a good time. We'll also have a food truck. We're having a Mexican food truck each night from 9 till 2. So if you get hungry after dinner or whatever, check them out. It's awesome. I think that's the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to is this food truck. I can't wait to go have their quesadillas because they're awesome.
I love you so much, Adam, because as a fellow person who puts on a bear run, there's specific things that kind of like get you all excited. And I'm tickled pink that you're like, the food truck, it's the food. That's like the thing that I'm focusing on.
I love the food.
Well, other bear run coordinators might be thinking about the booze, like the bar, or...
It's all about food for me, honey.
When you're hungry, you're hungry. That's all it is. That's how it goes.
I can attest to that because this year at NAB, we were at lunch and you came walking over and I wanted to talk to you shop about something. And you were like, how's the food? And I was like, it's fine. I'm eating it. Can I talk to you about the other thing?
I just want to make
so much. If you recall, I put away a lot of mac and cheese, I believe. So, yeah.
Well, we've got mac and cheese on the buffet for Saturday night. Let me tell you about it. I mean, while we're talking about food, okay? So listen to this. We're having a tossed salad because there's going to be...
Yay for Skype. And it completely crashed. Please hold. We thank you, live streamers, for your patience with the technical difficulties with Skype. I am keeping this live. The audio version I'll be editing. Don't worry about that part.
For everybody. So the audio will be going out probably in the next day or so.
Hey, we're back.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Skype crashed. And I actually think it really, really wanted to update or something. This is called what being on the preview edition so that I can do what properly needs to be done. All right. So let me make sure...
So how far are we not caught up?
How much didn't record?
It's been 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Hold on a second.
I'm busy thinking we've been yammering away for a half an hour and had no idea.
No. It wasn't that long.
So according to Philip, we did get through. We got through tossed salads. So
yay!
Oh, good. Well, that's important.
You were rattling off the food that was going to be available Saturday night.
I was rattling, honey. There's all kinds of food going to be available that night. Just make sure you show up hungry.
Okay, so I'm going to just do a 3 count here, and just for my marker for editing purposes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
So lots of food is going to be available for the Saturday night dinner. And I believe you said the day pass and the full pass includes that scrumptious dinner you were rattling off.
It does.
Okay. And there's a Mexican food truck that you're super excited about that's going to be there every night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Every night. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 9 to 2. And then also Sunday, we've got that free lunch at Crossings from starting at 1. So we'll have some wieners and burgers over there.
I just caught that. So we got Dragon for Jesus. Then you go to the bar. You got men taking their clothes off, and you're going to feed people.
Yes.
Woo.
This is called the Bear Run, right?
Well,
it sounds... This is called Southern Hospitality, honey.
There you go.
Well,
there we go.
That's fair. I was like, it sounds to me like the party is really Sunday. No offense against the rest of the weekend. Nice. Awesome. So as we were saying, it's $125 until we get to Wednesday. Then there's no further online registration, but you can show up with an extra $25 in your pocket for $150 straight out the door. Adam and his staff will be more than happy to get you registered for the full weekend. There's day passes and evening passes as well, of course. So you should check all that out. And then the Marriott Griffin Gate is the host hotel, just like North American Bear. So get your butt to Lexington, Kentucky, and have a good time.
Yeah.
Check out worldbearweekend.com.
Keep watch onto it for the next World Bear Weekend next year.
I know. It will be announcing the location and dates for that during World Bear Weekend this year. So I've got some pretty banners made that Paul Lanner designed, and I'm already working on the contract for next year, picking out dates, hotels, talking shop. So
sweet. Awesome. Well, of course, we would love to have you back so we can help promote the new location and dates and all that fun stuff. Okay. In the meantime, people can go to, like you said, worldbearweekend.com to keep in touch, or just type in World Bear Weekend on Facebook. Yes.
Right. Yep. Got a page on there. There's a group also that you should join. It's World Bear Weekend group on Facebook. There's a lot of chatter going on in there about the event. We try to post stuff each day just to kind of, keep people excited about what's going on, because there's a lot going on. We try to touch on it each day. And there's also our Yap app. If you have Yap downloaded, go ahead and install it. The code is World Bear, so it'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Nice.
And if you would like to get in touch with Adam, although in the next 2 weeks to come, he may be just a teeny bit busy.
Maybe.
I was going to say they can get a hold of you, or at least attempt to, at worldbearweekend@gmail.com. However, I would expect a delay. Not a big delay, but just, it's not going to be instantaneous.
If you want an instant delay, my phone number is on the website, and you can text me. I highly encourage a text because I can answer that pretty quick. But if you want a phone call, we'll see.
We need to hire you like an assistant receptionist or something.
I know, I do.
Hello, Adam Rodriguez-Routt's office. How may I help you? How may I direct your call?
Sounds like David's auditioning for a role.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you with your little pose. This is like so nice and vintage, like Olin Mills, kind of lovely.
My neck was getting tired. I'm just like,
just looking all pretty like he does.
Well,
I keep laying here on the massage table with the fan blowing on me.
Nice.
Well, I will tell you that is not your biggest fan.
Oh,
aren't you sweet?
I tried to be.
Suck up. That being said, thank you so much for taking time to do the show with us again tonight. I know that it sounds like the sisters wrapped up and your husband is probably ready for you to.
He is chomping at the bit for the last hour. When are we going to go eat? Okay, I get it. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So that being said, go eat, go feed your sexy husband some food so that way he, can have some energy getting into the weekend.
Right. Right. All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks again.
All right.
All right. So
Yay.
with that, it is time to go into something you two can't hear, but we're going into this.
I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble.
I don't know what
So with the new Skype, of course, they can't hear what I'm hearing all the time. We're still figuring it out. So I thank everybody for going through all this, but with us, and while we transition to the new version, and hopefully everything will like smooth out. Also, if you want to donate to get to a point where I can get a new computer, which might be able to keep up with everything, then patreon.com/cubsoutloud. Anyways, let's start off with Dat Booty, which we referenced this person earlier today, is Sir Southern Covered. That's Ray Smith. And, he's kind of like showing off his booty.
All right, so I have known that this video is out there, but I kind of think of Ray as like, the sister from another mister. So I have now officially watched it thanks to this podcast. It was it was out there in the world. I was just kind of like, all right, he's doing his thing. But it is a really cute video.
Yeah.
So if you want to see him put his gluteus maximus out there for you to get all thirsty and drooly over, go right ahead.
That's a butt.
I mean, he's got a nice booty.
He's got a nice everything. Ray is a great person and
yes,
and handsome to boot too.
Booty.
Damon, what do you got?
But okay. So I have an adorable daddy. I believe I can't remember who shared this, but several pictures of this very, very, handsome bear-ish daddy in a sleeveless plaid shirt that is unbuttoned. And it's just a few photos of him, and he's in just like a pair of briefs, and he's, big and thick and just, I love the glasses. I love the look. He's just very handsome, and he, I would happily climb into bed with him anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
Hopefully there's air conditioning.
Well, yes. There's going to be some things heating up, I'm sure. For sure. So, good God.
I kind of figured as much.
Very handsome, very nice looking, very adorable, and it's just he's got that cute little like kind of grinny kind of face that's bearded and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So adorable.
Yeah.
Gary.
All right, so my Tumblr pick is like none I've ever done before. But I have been following this individual for probably a couple years now. I titled it, I believe it's Escanor Smut, which I believe this is a character from either an animated series or fantasy of some sort, because I'm not familiar with it. But the gentleman's Tumblr is called Burly Dude Bulge. He's an artist who loves drawing and sketching sexy men who are typically characters in fantasy that are not how most people see them. Because, like, in this instance, we have a gentleman with this huge, gorgeous, thick stash that's kind of that style where it's split down the middle and curls a little bit on the end. It's a beautiful sketch drawing. He has a weapon that I'm not quite sure, like, how exactly it would be described. It's not quite a sword.
Might be I'm trying to get a better view of it, but I'm distracted for sure. It looks like an axe.
Yeah.
An axe with a very cool handle, spiked handle.
Yeah. But he is buck-ass naked. He has like 8 to 12 pack abs and a very large, notable other weapon protruding out because he.
Ooh.
So the caption says, just a quick sketchy sketch of the finest side of beef to stumble into my anime viewing in a minute. I feel like the internet is really letting me down on the lack of Escanor smut. Frowny face. So I drew some to tide me over. LOL.
Wow.
But he does a lot of stuff along these lines. He just did a whole series on, at least I think he did, a whole thing on dwarves for a while, and also took submissions on dwarves. So, yeah.
Nice.
One of his most recent is a shout out to Mario.
Oh yeah, I saw
Mario
that.
Luigi, so
Yeah.
yeah, he does all sorts of stuff.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
One called Hughes Trick.
Interest.
I like. Anyways, I'm gonna stop looking at that because I'll just scroll forever. Anyways,
So, moving on to the links. I'm linking the first Marisha's Honey Heist one shot from Critical Role. The reason is because just this past weekend, or this past Friday, they did Honey Heist 2 Electric Beargaloo, where they basically did a sequel of this. Unfortunately, at the time of this show, I do not believe that is up yet, which should be on youtube.com/Critical Role. The Critical Role Twitch page. But this is basically, it's based off of a one-page RPG called Honey Heist by, I forgot his name. But they take the character of Trinket, the bear that Vexalia has from their first campaign, and he's kind of the main character, played by Matt Mercer, the regular GM of the show. And the other guys play other bears, and they're out to steal some honey.
Oh my god.
Which is the general premise of the game Honey Heist. Which kind of makes me want to say, hey, we should play Honey Heist sometime. It's a really relatively simple game. I think the only dice you need is a D6 and a D8, and that's it. And you have two stats. You have criminal and bear. And you get the points you start off with 3 points in each of them, and for criminal you have to roll less than the number you have in criminal, and the bear higher, or vice versa. I don't remember. I don't have it on the top of my head. But it's a really simple RPG game, which is kind of cool. So check out the first edition, and then keep watching the Critical Role site for the sequel, which was just aired, and I think you might find it pretty neat.
cool.
Yeah.
Gary?
So mine is awesome animated Lego sculpture. It's a YouTube video. It's about 5 minutes long. So Tested, which is based in San Francisco. For those of you that are familiar with Adam Savage from Mythbusters, he and his co-host do a bunch of things. Norm, one of the co-hosts, went to this thing called Bricks by the Bay Convention, which is an annual gathering of Lego builders, enthusiasts, and fans. It's one of the largest in the Western United States, run entirely by volunteers. It's 4 days of amazing displays and craziness. This particular video is amazeballs. I have never seen an animated Lego sculpture like this before that has multiple tier levels, and it's completely original in a design and concept that's not based on anything that already exists. So it's not a property like a Batman kind of thing or anything like that. And it's basically like an animated kind of D&D thing, in that you've got a party of 5 figures that start on a journey on the bottom level, and then you go up I think there's a second tier, a third tier, a fourth tier, and then a fifth tier. And every tier is representing a different part of their journey and their story. So they go through this like slimy cavern, and then they end up going through like a dead cemetery kind of level underground, and then they end up meeting a two-headed dragon, and then they get up to the top where the big boss is, where they defeat that, and it's all constantly moving, but it goes in sequence order. So you start at the bottom and basically watch the visual story to the top. It's fucking crazy as shit. Anyways, it's only about 5 minutes long, and Norm gets to talk to him, and you learn more about it. But I was just like, holy hell, like,
Neato.
And yeah, it's all minifig and stuff, and I'm just like, damn, it's amazing. Yep.
Hey, guess what, folks? That's the end.
Aw.
Thank you for living through our technical difficulties, you live people, you audio people. Hopefully, you barely even noticed. There's plenty of ways to contact us. You can pop over to our website, cubsoutloud.com. Shoot us an email at cubsoutloud@gmail.com, or leave us a sexy voicemail, or otherwise at 361-COL Talk. That's 361-265-8255. We're on various social media outlets on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Google+, and YouTube at Cubs Out Loud in the appropriate place of the URL. You can always join our Entourage social chat on Telegram at tinyurl.com/telegram-col. You can support us from our merch store at zazzle.com/cubsoutloud. Subscribe to us on Patreon at patreon.com/cubsoutloud. Don't forget, you can rate us on iTunes, subscribe to us to Google Play Podcasts, and give us a thumbs up on Stitcher Radio. You can find me anywhere on the internet. It says Box Tech, Box Puppy, Box Cub, Box something or other.
I am TheaterCub79 on most bear dating chat sites, or you can find me as pup_umbra on Twitter.
If you would like to get in touch with me online, you can pretty much find me anywhere as GareBear73. That's GARBEAR73.
And with that, say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good one, y'all.
I have no idea if I'm moving to the rhythm or not, but whatever.
Too funny.
We forgot to thank Vince. I mentioned the donation, but I forgot to actually thank him. You can talk now, by the way.
Well, obviously, because you're talking, but I thought we might wait until we got to the first of the month.
Yeah. Anyways, that's fine. I gotta stop streaming.